one more.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to stage your host this evening, Paddy Linton! Come on, yes! Welcome to Just One More Gong live at Blackfriars! Yes! Are you ready for a crank night of comedy troops? Yes. Fucking hell, this I feel like I'm at Central Station here. Nice one, yes! A lot of people are Jobs, by the way, that's not funny. Good stuff. Give us a cheer if you've been here this night before. Yeah. Give us a cheer if you're a first timer. Yeah. Yes, some first timers, welcome. So what's going to happen? We're going to have your amazing headliner Connor Burns, and then we're going to jump straight into the gong show. Does that sound good? Yeah. Yes, so I'm going to be dishing out these red cards, and then you can just gong cunts off. But don't be a cunt about it. Don't do it based in gender or race or anything like that. Keep that for the house. Do you know what I mean? But hi, it's going to be good. I'm your host for the evening. I'm going to talk to some of yous. Going to talk to you. You're looking right at me, my mate. What's your name, my man? Darren. Who are you with here, Darren? Yeah, you just pointed at all right. Alison, are you guys a couple? Yeah. Nice one. How'd you meet?
We used to live next door to each other and married.
Fucking hell, that's like a porno. That's amazing. I didn't know that happened in real life. So you live next door to each other and then just fucking over the hedge. Good stuff. Nice one. How long have you been together?
Only 4 months.
4 months? Fucking yes, man. The best bit, all the shagging, man. That's why yous are so happy, man. Look how chipper these cunts are. Good stuff. And what do you do for work, my man?
Car salesman.
You're a car salesman? Nice one. What's your favourite motor? Anything that goes. Nice one. What about yourself, what would you do?
Yeah, look after kids and care.
Oh, bulletproof. Fucking good for you. Honestly, you looked at me as if to be take the cunt out of that. Do you hate any of the wings? Oh, that was a yes, wasn't it? Yes, man. She hates disabled Waynes. That's good. That is the fucking energy that we need for the night. But I give up for the lovely couple in the front here. Yes. Good stuff. I'll give you a card. Yous are happy. Yous got to be cared there. I'll talk to you guys. How yous doing? Nice one. Well, you're fucking dead smiley, man. What's your name, mate?
Oh, I'm Finn. We were here in January, yeah.
Oh, shit, man. I don't remember you, man. That's so nice, man. Thanks for coming back. I feel like I would have remembered you. To be fair, I drink a lot, mate. I'm fried. Nice one. Just for the rest of the room, what do you do, Finn, my man?
Oh, I'm in civil service. I work for student loans.
You what? Fuck off. You're no getting it, mate. You're no fucking getting it. You've been chasing me for years. Can you delete mine?
Give me your reference number. I'll see what I can do.
That sounds like a trick, by the way. I don't trust this cunt. Nice one. But can you delete cunt student loans? Wait, we could sort something out the new. How many of you cunts have got a student loan unpaid? Yes? 50 quid a skull. You could walk out here with a few ton, man, and we can fucking stop ripping up letters every week. Fucking high, give it a fucking Finn here, man. Student loans. Good man. You guys here, what's your name, my man? How you doing? I'm looking right at you, mate. Honestly, you were like, that was like the telly came to life for you there, wasn't it? How you doing, brother? What's your name?
Peter.
Peter, who you with, Peter?
My wife.
Your wife? Nice one. Is she your name? What's your name? Michelle. Nice. How'd you guys meet? The cadets? What? You say that like it was the most normal thing in the world? The cadets, the space cadets. Nice one. So were you like a scout leader? Oft. Nice one. You've just got your shagging badge. Your underage shagging badge. Good for you. Nice one. So what these days are you still you still beavering about the woods and that? A fucking strange choice of words there, isn't it? Still underage beavering about the woods. Good man. Good. What would you do for work these days, man? Double glazing. Nice one. Fucking hell. C.R. Smith?
No.
Ah, boo. I was about to be up the ram on the hoops, but... Good man. Nice one. And what about yourself? What would you do? You're a dinner lady? That's class. Fucking round of applause. Yes, man. Do you know how many wee guys you've gave their first hard on to? Honestly. Honestly, that is unbelievable. It's fucking great, man. Really good stuff. Really good stuff, man. I'll give you a card. You're sound as fuck, man. Round of applause to the lovely couple here. Alrighty. I'll just dish out a few. Who's a right bastard? Grass your mate in. There's a bastard in the front there. Who else is a bastard? Any bastards out here? Yes, man. Straight up there. Do you know what? Pass 2 of them backwards, please. And just fucking distribute them amongst yourselves. I can't be arsed working anymore. And then I'll go out this side. You pass a couple of them back. We'll get them out there. And then I'll give you one as well. Righty, so we've got all the cards dished out now. So when the gong show starts, we'll get you to like raise the cards. I'm going to swing it out to the panel here, your lovely panel. Round of applause for the lovely panel there. Nice one. Jack, we've got the wonderful Jack Traynor. Jack, what are you expecting for the night, mate?
I'm expecting that woman sat down the front to feel like she's at her work.
Just caring for disabled kids?
Yep.
Yes. Took us a while. I thought she was going to start dishing out dinners there. I was like, what?
Darren, do you know a lot about motors, big man? Nice one. Right, I'm going to do an impression of a motor and you need to tell me what one it is, right? Lightning McQueen for Cars 2.
Lightning McQueen. Fucking yes. Fudgie, we've got Fudgie McFadden here. Round of applause. Fudgie, what are you expecting for the night?
Well, because it's the start of the comedy festival, right, every cunt and their cat is going to be plugging a show.
Fuck aye.
Like, people are going to get gonged off and be like, by the way, I've got a show. So, because of that, when they start, you'll hear this. They'll have 10 seconds to plug their shite show, and then none of you will go to it. It'll be a great night.
Nice one. Round of applause for Fudgie, everybody. I'm glad you said that, Fudgie, because I've actually got a show this Sunday, right in this very room at Blackfriars. Tickets are very much available. Do you
that's how it's done.
Do you like getting paid, you wee dick? Yeah. Wonderful stuff. Alrighty, so we'll run into the gong show after we've got Connor on, but we're going to bring Connor up now. Are you ready for Connor Burns, ladies and gentlemen? Yes. Every month we do this, and every month I say this is one of the best acts in the country, but this is one of the few times where it actually means that. So, if you've not seen him before, you're in for a fucking treat. So please start clapping, start cheering, give up for the wonderful Connor Burns!
Hello! Alright, I'm going to hand you back to Paddy. I've been Connor Burns. Cheers, thank you.
Oh, one more time for Connor Burns, everybody! Alrighty, we're just going to fly straight into the gong show. So the way it works, like, you've all got your cards. We're doing four cards this week. 4 cards, aye. So as soon as 4 cards go up, the cunts off the stage. And like, do us a favour, see if somebody's dying on the hook, get them to fuck, man. Like, it's just painful for everybody. You're doing them a favour, don't be too nice. You can help these cunts. And hopefully we don't see them again. Right, and love you guys, yous are all awesome. Alrighty, Jack, do you want to pull out the first name
Absolutely.
from the bucket?
First name, first to the stage is the wonderful Roddy Gordon.
Roddy Gordon, everybody!
Alright, Blackfriars, how we doing? Good stuff. I think that if you're going to film a superhero movie in Glasgow, you should have to set it in Glasgow, right? I want to see how these cunts get on in the fucking Gorbals. That's what I want to see, Blackfriars. I want to see fucking, holy smokes, Batman, look over there. There's a man drinking tonic wine out of a Timberland boot. Yes, Robin, they're very dangerous here. There's a woman over there with 6 children by 9 different fathers. Look, is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, the art school's on fire again. We're pretty fucked there, Or, hello, is that the mayor's office? I have to report something. There's a crater in the middle of the street. It's 25 feet wide and 26 feet deep. I think Superman has crash landed from planet Krypton. Thank you for calling Glasgow City Council Potholes Department. The street feature you are referring to is on our list and it should be fixed at some point in July 2029. Or by night, he's Spider-Man, the ass-kicking, web-swinging superhero that keeps the city safe from villains. But by day, he's Peter Parker, just an ordinary high school freshman. Aye, mate, but what school does he go to, We got any fans of sectarianism in? Okay, that's a lukewarm reception. If there's anyone here who doesn't know what sectarianism is, I'll explain it to you, okay? Sectarianism is where Catholics who don't go to church and Protestants who don't go to church fight each other about a God none of them believes in, all right? Okay? Just imagine a game of 6 degrees of separation where you have to get from Dutch aristocrat William of Orange all the way to Polish goalkeeper Artur Boric. That's sectarianism, right? That's sectarianism. And it goes a bit too far in this city, right? I moved to Glasgow as a teenager, and within a week, a Rangers fan had called me a Fenian bastard because he saw me eating spinach, right? And let's not pretend the Celtic fans are any better, guys. I work with a Celtic fan, and he once said to me that he won't pay for anything with cash. And I said, why is that? And he said, because, and I quote, it's got that cow the queen on it. So I said, how do you pay for things, right? And he just flashed his debit card. I didn't have the heart to point out it was from the Royal Bank of Scotland. And I'm not saying that Glasgow's the only place that has sectarianism. Of course it's not. They have it in other countries. They have it in other cities. I just don't think it's quite as petty in other places. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't believe that if I went to Baghdad right now, I'd find a bunch of Shia Muslims refusing to drink Sunny Delight. But that's sectarianism, right? I don't like sectarianism. You need to be able to tell that from this. But I thought it had nothing to do with me until I started dating an Irish girl, okay? Then pretty quickly I learned that I had to pick a fucking side, right? So my partner, she's an Irish Catholic. I'm a Scottish Protestant, give or take. And the first time I went to Ireland and met her family in the Republic of Ireland, I realised they'd never met a Protestant before, right? Her brother licked me to check if I was real, And pretty quickly the nickname started. Roddy the Proddy was an early favourite. That was a bit too long though, so they shortened that to the Rodistant, which I quite liked. The problem is though, folks, right? I feel a bit out of my depth when I talk about religion with our family because, to be honest, I'm not even that Protestant, right? I don't even own a pair of brown brogues, So I don't always have the vocabulary, right? Like our granddad said to me once, he said, Roddy, tell me this. Is it true that you Protestants use different baptismal fonts to us Catholics? And I said, well, hold on there, Grandpa Jack. I might need a little bit more information before I can answer that, such as what the fuck is a baptismal font, right? Because, folks, I'm what you might call a Champions League Protestant, right? Like, sure, I'll go to the big games. I'll go to church for Christmas Day. I'll go for Easter, but you won't fucking catch me dead at St. Johnstone away, right? Whereas, and I don't even know who most of the players are. I know Jesus is the top scorer, and after that, it gets pretty hazy, Whereas her family, they're season ticket holders when it comes to the old Catholicism. They're at that chapel week in, week out. They know all the players. They could tell you who the backup right back is. St. Christopher, obviously. And yeah, so it means that I'm a little bit out of my depth sometimes, folks, But we try not to let it get to us, We try not to let it be a problem. But it does occasionally blow over, It does occasionally blow over. I still remember one time. It was St. Patrick's Day, right? Dublin away, always a tasty fixture for a young presbo like myself.
Yes, Ronnie, all in, everybody. I've always said it's about time somebody does a baptismal font bit.
Hell yeah.
And finally we've got one. What do you think, Connor?
I think this audience needs to fucking buck up. Just another Protestant escaping a very clear red card in my book. You are the most generic looking man I've ever seen in my life. Right? You like if I went to a police sketch artist and went, "Can you draw person, please?"
Somebody said chat GPT and just typed in guy. I thought it was really cool that you stole Mick Foley's shirt for this as well. No, it was class, mate. Well done.
Good stuff, yeah, man.
You're through to the final.
Thank you.
Go for Roddy Gordon!
Roddy Gordon! You do the honours.
Alrighty. Let's see.
Up next, I've got Lucha.
Bad Jamaica. Trinity global sensation. Mobbing till the day come, yeah, till the day come. Red, white, black flag, daddy gon' shake some. Green, yellow, black flag, rude gal shake some.
Yes! Get up for Lucha, everybody!
Yeah, till the day come. And the day came. Still thumbing through the night, chance of light rain. I guess I really gotta show you about this Trinity King.
That's right, it's another Champions League Protestant. No, I'm a wrestler, so I'm less kneecap and more knee pad. I actually didn't think I was going to get here tonight, mate, because I was arrested last week. I was arrested for conning wrestling fans out of hundreds of thousands of pounds by pretending to be Dwayne Johnson. Apparently that's what you get for being a shamrock. How good was my headliner? Connor Burns, everybody. Big round of applause for Connor. Connor has 5 sold-out shows during this comedy festival. Class, innit? Do you know, Connor actually asked me to be part of his show. He said to me, "Lucha, will you come to my show and sit in the crowd and do these pre-written heckles I've got?" And I said to him, "What the fuck?"
Oh. What? I was looking forward to these pre-written heckles, man.
I'm fucking finishing that joke. That's my favourite joke. He says to me, "Are you going to do these pre-written heckles for me?" And I said,
Really
"What do
subverting
you
the
think
genre
I am?
here.
Some sort of big plant?"
That was really a 17-mile hike to look at a dog shit. That was. I can't believe you chose to come here rather than go to the Fathers for Justice rally you were supposed to do.
Where do you get this shit, man?
Just lying about a house.
Knee crap.
Ooh, up the road.
See you next month.
Yes! What a man!
We love
What
him.
a man!
We love him, but
Fucking Lucha, everybody! Oh, brilliant, man.
I think there's a gas leak in here. Right, Paddy?
Right, and let's get one. Let's go. Right, and fucking follow that, you cunts. Please give up for Cat Powell!
Hello. I'm Kat. To be honest, I'm more of a dog person, but I don't mind a bit of pussy. If you don't know me, I was a emo in the early 2000s, stoner in the 2010s, and left at the Safeway crash in 1996. Yeah, I'm. That's it. I was like, I knew I should have prepared. No, I actually do have material right now. No, I grew up in the early 2000s and I can't fucking remember the start of my joke. This is a really good way to rattle through 5 minutes. I'll get yous on board, right? I'll tell you about my school, right? Because that's a really easy way, right? I'll tell you about my school. Went to a great school, okay? Had amazing art facilities, incredible student grades, and only 4 student-teacher relationships. So doing pretty good, right? While I was there, they actually brought in a change of uniform, right? Where you could only have your neck, your head, and your hands on show, which I suppose shouldn't really have been a surprise when it came to sexualising teenagers. They did love a cover-up. Coming in hard with the pedo jokes here, right? No, it was really great for me, that uniform, right? Because there's nothing like trying to smuggle the bosom of a 15th century French maid into a men's medium shirt, right? Really good for the self-esteem. But this was the early 2000s, right? Women weren't allowed to have self-esteem. No, instead we had TV shows, right? You'll remember, like Super Size versus Super Skinny? Yeah? And 10 Years Younger. And there was the Channel 5 classic, Fatty Fatty, Put Down That Satty. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was not a great time. It was not a great time for me. No, I was bullied at school. One of the things I was bullied for was because I was queer, right? But again, I say this is the early 2000s and we didn't have that word back then, no. So I was bullied for being a rug muncher. Yeah, it was a pretty tough time for me. And I had this idea of what I was going to do to fix... I'm gone, guys.
Yes! Get over there! Yeah. Are dungarees trousers?
I'll tell you what, as soon
Like,
as
we've been talking about this week, can't we?
As soon as I saw the dungarees, I knew this was going to be shite.
Wow.
Like,
I've never met you before, Connor, but I don't know. You're quite a small man. I don't know if you've
fine.
caught the height of me.
That's
right?
fine. You'll never run into me again. Because I do this as a job. Listen. I'm all for support. That was dog shit. And you should stop.
Thanks.
Very supportive from Connor there. All right, Jack.
I don't know. Are they trousers?
I see. That's what I'm saying. Are they? The trousers with extra bits.
Well, if I was like, I suppose I kind of need to wear a t-shirt for them to not. Right?
Aye.
They're no a cover.
Don't get this at the King's, big man.
This is top quality, Paddy.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, Paddy. Thank
Yes.
you.
Aye. Electric. Aye. They were just singing it back and forward.
Aye,
Man.
I know,
Look at us.
I know.
Look at us.
I know.
You can leave if you want.
No, I want my countdown.
Oh, do you want Fudgie to say
Oh,
something,
yeah.
Fudgie?
No, well, give me Fudgie.
Happy International Women's Day, everybody.
I guess my do.
Oh, yeah.
Right. I actually do have a show on Friday, and I promise my material is better than whatever the fuck I just did there. Okay, I'm going to blame being hot and being, I don't know, drugged up. It's on Friday.
Yes.
One more time for Cat Power.
Yes.
Give it up.
Cat. All righty. Shall we go again? Once more into the breach.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Craig Alexander.
Hi, hello. It's good to be here. It was a little bit stressful getting here today, though, mainly because I get very bad road rage. I was yelling and swearing. If I don't get it under control, they are not going to let me back on that bus. I just moved back to the UK. I was living in Canada and America for a while. And over there, everyone always thought my accent was posh, uppity, or even royal sounding at times. But I don't want to be associated with that lot. The only thing I have in common with somebody posh like Prince Harry is we both have an uncle you should not leave your kids with. That's the season of The Crown I'm waiting for. I am doing pretty well, though. Last year I bought my first home. I'm a homeowner. You good for me, eh? Yeah, got a nice little open plan transit van. Well, I got towed recently, so now I live in a gated community. I know that was last year. I am doing better now, though. I just moved into a brand new apartment building. It's got a gym in it. Super nice guy. I made another friend in that building. There are they, them. Not non-binary, schizophrenic. They're good people. I am very self-conscious about my parking, but the council's been quite supportive. They keep sending me letters saying parking, fine. I am trying to improve, though, and they have noticed. Recently, they sent me a couple saying outstanding. I used to get bullied a lot in school, and it was the same kid day after day would harass me until one day I snapped and I punched them in the face. And now I'm not a teacher. I had a pretty rigid upbringing growing up. I was raised to be a strong Catholic, and you have to be strong to fight those priests off. I recently found out my childhood priest retrained to become a barber. I guess that man was just born to groom. A lot of Americans come to Scotland and they think everybody's going to be like Mel Gibson from Braveheart. But that's ignorant. Mel Gibson's racist and Australian. And if there's one thing Scottish people are not, it's Australian. I learned about something. Taught about something new recently. Something called cohabitation laws. Yeah. Apparently, if you live with a female for more than 2 years, she could be entitled to half your stuff. It's not fair. Get your own Xbox, Mum. My roommate is gay, and it can be quite confusing talking to him about his relationships. You know, I'd be like, "Hey, how'd things go on that date the other night?" And they'd be like, "Oh, huge prick." I'm like, "Oh, congrats." He's like, No. I'm still trying, though. You know, the other day, I was like, "Hey, how's things going with that new boyfriend of yours?" And he was like, "Oh, what an asshole." I've been dating my current girlfriend for quite a while now, and recently she's been suggesting a threesome. You may think that sounds pretty cool. But it turns out the type of threesome she wants is the kind with 2 dudes. And I'm a little bit hesitant. And it's not because I'm insecure or anything, it's just that in this fantasy of hers, I'm neither of the 2 dudes. I saw a statistic the other day, a statistic that said 40% of adults still sleep with a security blanket or a plush toy. The other 60%, they get laid. Any cat people in? And we got cats? I find it quite ironic that cats have 9 lives, yet the ladies that own them have no lives at all. People these days are very health conscious, you know. Everyone's always like talking about what cleanse they're doing or chatting about what diet they're on. And it kind of reminds me of that old trope. How can you tell if somebody's vegan? Oh, don't worry, they'll tell you. And it's a similar story with a friend of mine. She's bulimic. And every time we go to dinner, she's always bringing it up.
Yeah! Yes!
Craig Alexander.
Wow.
Well done, my man. That was class.
Fucking, aye, superb, man. Superb. Fucking brilliant. See for everybody else coming up, just do jokes, like, and, like, you'll be all right, man.
I will be honest, this bit is boring when the guy's quite good. Like,
I know, it's hard, isn't it?
Like, you're also, like, just handsome enough to not make fun of the way you look, either.
You'll
just
find
fuck
something.
off.
Yeah, he's a bastard. He's a bastard.
That was good. That was really good.
Well, my man, you're through to the final.
Yes, well taken, big Alexander, everybody.
Who's on next act?
Up next, we got Callum Frost.
Yes! Give up for Callum Frost, everybody!
You alright? How's it going? I'm a funny guy. Like, for example, when I go into shops, I like to pretend that the people who work there have the same name as the shop, as a joke. Like, I went into Marks and Spencer's the other day to buy some chutney for my uncle, right? And I went up to the till and I went, "Are you Mark or Spencer?" They didn't respond. Self-service checkout. And then another time, I went into Next, the clothes store, and I went up to one of the women who was working there and I said, "You're Next?" And they had to get security involved in it. They thought, sound like a serial, sound like a murderer. Just trying to be funny there. And then, more recently, I went into Screwfix, right? And I went up to the to get something from my uncle. I can't remember what it was. And I went up to the help desk and I said, "Excuse me, Screwfix." And the guy said, "What do you say?" And I said, "Excuse me, Screwfix, can you help me?" And he said, "That was my dad's name. We lost him last week. Pneumonia, right?" And I said, "Your dad's name was Screwfix?" And he was just crying. He didn't even respond. He was just so sad. And I said, "Your dad's name was Screwfix and you work at Screwfix?" And again, he didn't respond. He was in bits. And I said, "What is that? Is that Nordic or?" Anyway, moving on. I bought a garlic flatbread the other day from Lidl. Yeah. Sometimes I like to call it Stuart after the mouse. Stuart Lidl. Yeah. Sometimes as I'm leaving the house, I go, "Just going out to see Stuart." Right. I live alone. Really hard life. Alright, I've been trying to work out what to do for my birthday party, right, this year. I've been thinking that this year, I want to have a surprise birthday party, but I found it quite difficult to organise that for myself. So instead of doing that, instead of having a surprise birthday party, I've decided to surprise groups of strangers with the information that is in fact my birthday. And for that reason, I'd like to thank you all for coming here to celebrate my birthday. All right, calm down. Okay, thank you. Jesus. I don't actually do very much, which makes it quite difficult to talk about it. Right? I go to the park sometimes, sit on benches, watch the dogs. Right? You know how when dogs do poos, right? They're in public, they look kind of embarrassed, right? Like they look at their owners like, "Don't look at me, I'm in the middle of something." And most people think that the dogs are embarrassed because they're going to the toilet in a public place. But I reckon it's because the dogs know that when they're done, their owners will insist on picking the poo up with their hands every single time. It's embarrassing to be associated with people like that. Right? Like, I know I'd have the same look on my face if every time I went to the toilet, my dad was just stood in the corner of the bathroom with a bag on his hand, ready, waiting for me to finish. Okay, that's all right. Check that. I'm English, yeah? And I'm quite fond of making racist and bigoted jokes about Scottish people. That's the truth. It's all right, because I'm 1/4 Scottish, and so I'm allowed to do it. When I tell people, or when I make jokes, racist and bigoted jokes around Scottish people, they don't seem to like it. And when I tell them that I'm 1/4 Scottish, they usually tell me to get the fuck. Right? But the most frustrating part about all of this is that I am certain that the part of me that loves making the racist and bigoted jokes the most is in fact the quarter Scottish part. So what are you supposed to do about it? Huh? It's difficult, isn't it? Someone wants...
Yes, Callum Frost, everybody! Wonderful stuff. Like, see, my heart was in my mouth at the end when you went, I'm English, and I'm like, don't remind them, mate. Fucking hell. You're doing so well.
They would gong me off.
What?
Yeah, I'm a tragic character.
Oh, so this is a disaster for you?
I was hoping that they were going to put up there because it's an insulting thing to do. I was hoping that was the plan. All right, I was going to do well. Didn't think I'd get that far. And I thought they were going to gong me off. And I did the whole.
See, that's
He put his shoes behind the bar up the stair, didn't he?
I've never watched someone like it was good, but I also felt like you would have done that even if you were just at a bus stop. I don't know how integral the gig was to that happening.
I just love that you came on, you were like, I'm going to be racist, and the audience just went, aye, on you go. But,
everybody was like leaning in a wee bit. Like,
finally. That was class, my man. You're through to the final. One more time for Cal Frost.
Cal Frost, yes. We'll do one more before we jump into the break. All righty.
Right,
Fudgie. Pick's a good one.
Oh.
Give it up for Al Thompson!
Singing about with my pal the other day. He said to me, do you want to see a picture of young me? And then he showed me a picture of a Chinese guy. I've recently been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. And I've noticed that when you tell people that, nobody's surprised. I sat down with my friends and I says, you know what, got big news, lads, like I've got diabetes. And they're like, what, again? That's type 4 he's got now, isn't it? You know, I'm trying to look at the positives, you know, like I'll save money on shoes. And I was on the train the other day, and there was an announcement done over the tannoy, and it said, if you see something that doesn't look right, then please report it. And I was reported 3 times. But I do usually drive, and there was an advert on the telly that says, like, drive as if your gran's in the car, remember that? I think that's the greatest sentiment if your gran is still alive. You know, my gran died about 7 years ago, so I just drive around screaming and crying. Spraying air freshener. I was asked to do a gig the other week for a group of retired boxers, and they wanted me to do an hour worth of material, but I've only got half an hour, you know, but I thought, you know, I'll just do the same jokes twice, they'll not remember. Does anybody in here smoke weed? That was all comedians, by the way. MD Normal smoke weed? Aye, we heard one there. I also smoke weed, you know, but I've got 2 kids, you know, I try not to smoke weed around my kids, you know, I try to be kind of semi-responsible. And I was sitting in the house one day and my mum phoned me and says, do you want me to come and look after the kids for you? And I thought, fucking belter. So she came, took the reins, and I was stoned before they were even buckled in their car seat. And then she phoned me and says, I'm really sorry, son, something's come up. I'll need to drop the reins back off. and I shat myself. But I shouldn't have, because having an 8-year-old is great when you're stoned. She came in and says, Dad, do you want to watch some cartoons? Well, I'd fucking too right, want to watch some cartoons. And she says, Dad, do you want to like melt some cheese over these crisps? I'm like, fuck, I'll get you in there. Let's go, let's do this. And then she says, Dad, do you want to go out the back and like, roll around the grass and stuff? And I'm like, you are sound as fuck. Do you want some of this? Does anybody like impressions? That's good, because I've got some. Do you remember the X Factor? Remember the guy who used to read out the names in the X Factor? Well, one year there was a woman called Rachel Adedeji, and this is him introducing Rachel Adedeji.
Rachel Adedeji.
And the next impression I can do, this one's pretty loud, so I do apologise, but this is a dog getting its tail stepped on. So those are my impressions. I do spend a lot of time on Facebook, and I was on, I don't know if you've got them where you're from, like your past and present pages and stuff, where you kind of keep up to date with things that's happening in the local area. There was a woman on there that says, I found a watch on this street. Has anybody lost a watch? And I fancied a new watch. So I messaged her and I says, I think you've got my watch. Thanks very much. And she says, see if this is your watch.
Oh, Thompson!
Yes!
We'll never know.
That was class, mate.
Brilliant, mate. Brilliant.
That young me joke's fucking incredible, man. I love that.
So good.
Smash that, mate. Well done.
It does look like you, if you want to get this gig, you'd be hanging a flag for a lamppost.
Well, the break's coming up, innit?
That was great, man.
Well, and I'll
Thanks, guys.
One more time for Al Thompson, everybody. Alrighty, so we're going to have ourselves a wee 10-15 minute break. Go and have a piss, go and get a drink. But please, one more time for all the actions on that section.
Badman Jamaica, Trinity global sensation.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Welcome to the
stage. It's your host, Paddy Linton.
Yes, fucking hell, we went hard in the smoke here, didn't we? Jesus Christ. Fuck, I see shit, man. Fucking hell. Alrighty, do you have a nice break, troops? Yes, one more time for all that actually saw in the last section. Wonderful stuff, man, good stuff. How did you guys feedback the first section?
It was a comedy night, yep.
Yep.
Lot of laughs.
We can get a tax rebate on it.
No, I enjoyed it, man. Some of that final's got to be strong, so it'll be interesting to see
fucking Lucha's mental into man.
Aye.
Yeah. So like, last month he was a nun.
This week it was Jenny Adams.
Yes. Well, what's he going to do next month?
King Billy, I don't fucking know.
I was waiting for you to say black up, and I was like, fucking hell. All right, Fudgie, don't say that. It was good stuff, man. Brilliant. Connor Burns, everybody.
Phenomenal.
Wonderful. My favourite bit of Connor's set was my pal Rachel here in the front row. Right, round of applause for Rachel. My favourite bit of that set when he said to you, like, if you phone your dad, I bet he doesn't answer. And like, what would happen if you did phone your dad?
I'd be surprised if he answered because he's dead.
He's dead! He's fucking dead, man. We were all up the back.
You can't wait a minute. Fudgie's just woohooed somebody's deed down the fucking soundboard.
Sorry.
Aye, like, if you wanted to phone your dad, you'd have to get a Ouija board out. That's fucking mental. And then even at that, he'd be like, new number, who's this? Pure patch for the afterlife. Me too, mate, me too. But fucking excellent stuff. I feel like we thinking about the cards. Do you want to get them rotated?
I think we need to rejig them. I think we need people looking people's eyes.
Yours are too nice. You've got that on. You're using that as a coaster. Yeah.
You Donna Boyd one, she's got an evil streak in her.
Aye. You heard her evil laugh there as well. She's like...
Sounded like she was sat over a cauldron when she laughed there.
Nice one. Aye. What? Somebody said give him one, he's English. Who's English? What's your name, my man? You're what? Will, you're from England. But he's Austrian as well, fucking Austrian, eh? Aye. Whoa. Watch the angle of that arm when you're doing that, my man. Jeez, man.
I like Austria. One of my favourite painters was actually Austrian. This
Good
is
stuff.
What is this one?
So Will, you're half Austrian, half English?
I grew up in Austria, my parents are English.
Nice, man. Fucking hell, you got all the fucking bad ones, haven't you, man? Good stuff. Whereabouts in England are you from?
Southampton.
Southampton. Nice. No? I know they're shite at football, that's about it, man.
Never been.
Never been? No. Fudgie, any Southampton, Pat?
No.
What's the best thing to do in Southampton?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, mate, fucking 9 cuds. That was like a Mexican wave of cuds going leave. That was really good. Enjoy that. And so what brought you to Scotland then, Will? Uni, what do you study?
Physics.
Physics? Nice one. What's your favourite physic? It's all shit. Nice one. What uni do you go to? Alrighty. We're using the term university very loosely nowadays. That's good stuff. So you guys a couple, aye? You're married. Round of applause. Yes. Nice one. And what's your name, pal?
Amy.
Will and Amy. Nice one. And how'd you guys meet?
First day at uni.
First day at uni in Dundee University?
Yeah.
Where are you from?
My dad was in the army, so I grew up everywhere.
Your dad was in the army? Fucking hell, man.
Probably like the Austrian.
Get the Brits out. That's what I'm saying. Nice one. So, did you go to the Mad Army schools and that?
Yeah.
Fuck, man. You've got that confidence of a cunt that went to loads of private schools. And nice one. So, are you still at uni then now? No. No, what'd you do?
Fucking IT.
Nice one. A fucking 4-year physics degree to delete cookies. Good man. Good man. Fucking right. Get it. What about yourself? Amy, what'd you do these days then?
Civil service.
Civil service. What part of the civil service are you in?
High court sexual offences.
Good luck with that one, Paddy.
Yes. Speaking of high court sexual offences, are you ready for your next? No.
I nearly pulled a name out the bucket there. Just like, who's?
Wow, man. Yes. Cool. Aye. Nice one. It's good. I'm glad you've met at uni and known court. That's good. That's good. Oh, I just dug it out there, man. Fucking hell. Whoo. Yes. Alrighty, so it's part of the Gong Show prize. So the winner gets £100 and they also get 10 minutes at the next show. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up last month's winner. He's going to do 10 minutes. You can't gong him off. You can hold up your card, but I'll just boot your head in. He's a lovely boy. If you've never seen him before, you're in for a real treat. Please start clapping, start cheering out for the wonderful Jack Brinkler!
That's right, as Paddy was saying, if you want, you can put the cards up, but nothing will happen. You are just stuck with me. I'm very much the Keir Starmer of comedy. But yes, my name's Jack, and people are quite mean to me. You know? If you can believe that. People like to tell me that I look like Harry Potter if he was a school shooter. Don't come to Hogwarts tomorrow, right? This look is working for me though, right? Because I got cast in an advert last year. Yeah, that's right. I was in the last Iron Brew advert. Yeah. They cut my scene, but if you really zoom in the background, you can see my blurry wee face. And the way that came about is basically this talent scout sent me an email saying, Jack, we have a mutual friend who recommended you. We think you'd be perfect for this role. And I opened the script, and the name of my character was Gawky Wee Guy. Finally, a role I was born to play. I mean, clearly the casting director was like, I think what we're looking to capture with this character here is a sort of specky gimp. And our mutual friend went, wait till you fucking see this guy. But the reason I dress the way I do, this funky denim vest, is I'm into death metal, right? We got any death metal fans in? Woo! Nice, lovely stuff. There's rarely even one, but yeah, you know, death metal, I'm into all that horrible shit that sounds like a drum kit falling down the stairs while a guy at the top of the stairs goes, fuck's sake. It's a difficult thing to be a fan of, death metal, you know? It's the musical equivalent of having a piss kink, right? Because, you know, like, I'm not hurting anyone, all right? I'm not ashamed of it, but I don't bring it up on a first date, you know? Also, much like being into golden showers, it is means a lot to me, but everyone else thinks it's just pish. It is unfairly maligned, though, death metal, because it actually ages better than any other music out there, right? And I'll prove it. Because if you revisit classic rock nowadays, you put on one of your dad's favourite albums, that'll come in like, what's in my pants? It's my love machine. My hairy, throbbing, bulbous, veiny love machine. My girl, she loves it. She just turned 15. Oh, no. You don't have this problem in death metal, right? Chiefly because death metal fans do not have sex, right? But the other reason is death metal ages like a fine wine. Because every death metal song was just as horrible when it came out as it is now, right? You never get any music critics going, listen, I know it's a certified banger, but if you revisit the lyrics of Molesting the Decapitated... You never get a fairy tale in New York situation where a band like Dying Fetus have to re-record their controversial lyric. And replace it with the more politically correct. I don't have autism. Everyone in my life says I do, and they're wrong because I have never been diagnosed, right? I've also never been tested. I don't think it's worth the effort, right? It's not like you get a fucking parking space out of it, and it's certainly not going to help me stand out on the fucking comedy circuit, right? But I don't like the label autistic because, you know, like, I grew up, my uncle's autistic, right? And, like, he's really far to the end of the spectrum, like, borderline non-verbal. And let me put it to you this way. My uncle is so autistic, he was diagnosed with it in the 70s. Do you have any idea how fucking autistic you had to be? That was an era where if you collected model railways and arranged all your socks in perfect colour spectrum order, you were known as a bit of a character. So I don't really like the label. I love my uncle though. He's classy. He loves doing big walks. He does a lot of hill walking. He sees a lot of Scotland. And I'm trying to live up to that. I've been exploring more of Scotland. Last year I went to Dunoon for the first time. Yeah, that was all right. In fact, Roddy, who was on earlier, he gave me a bit of a tour and explained to me that they have this very controversial stone in Dunoon. It's kind of vaguely shaped like a rock. Shaped like a rock? What the fuck? Most stones are, yes. A lot of people are saying this. Anyway, yes, they have this stone on their coast. It's vaguely shaped like a bird, right? And for decades and decades, it was painted to look like a crow, and they called it Jim Crow, right? Yeah, they called it that, right? I mean, it's Dunoon. How are they meant to know? Of course, you know. Eventually, Dunoon got access to the internet around 2019, and people were like, hang on, this shares a name with something really racist in America. You should probably change it. So they were like, oh, fuck, okay, sorry, we didn't realise it. So it's been fixed now, and now it's been repainted to be a half cow, half chicken called Ku Klux. Say what you will about Dunoon, at least it's consistent, right? You know, like Glasgow's a wildly inconsistent place. I sit up at night thinking about the fact that the West End and Shettleston are part of the same city. That's like having a musical number in the middle of Saw, right? Like, Glasgow's one of those cities that feels like it has a split personality. It's as if the town planner was Gollum. Like, yes, and here, precious, is where we're going to build a Waitrose. No, that's where we're building a Spoons. We can at least agree that here we're going to build a public park. Yes, for day drinking. No, we're supposed to be a proper city, a place of big businesses. We need to support new businesses. Well, we should build a vape shop here. And then burn it down for the insurance. I learned a mental fact about Glasgow lately. Did you guys know Glasgow is where David Attenborough was born? I know, that's mental, isn't it? I just made that up. Yeah, that is not true. I love David Attenborough, but I can't watch his documentaries nowadays because they're just too depressing, because they always end with him going, I hope you've enjoyed seeing these magnificent creatures, because they're all going to die. It's too late to stop it, and it's all your fault. And like, he'll try and lighten the mood and say you can donate to conservation orgs or whatever, but you know, he's going to turn 100 this year. He's past the point of giving a fuck. I think this year is the year he's going to finally snap and be like, this forest in the north of England is being destroyed at an alarming rate, and the MPs responsible for its protection are doing nothing. One of them lives at the address you can see on the screen. Together, we can all make a difference for our environment if we introduce his kneecaps to their only natural predator, the clawhammer. This MP thinks it's all right to continue burning fossil fuels, so I've taken the liberty of dousing her house in them. But you don't even need to go outside to make a difference for the great outdoors. You can do so from the comfort of your own home, using common household chemicals and the postal service. Well done, way ahead of me. I think David Attenborough, you know, the way you know he could never be from Glasgow, he got further in life because of the way he speaks. He's got an awesome voice and he's great at what he does, but that's how you know he could never be from Glasgow, right? Because he would not be allowed to present that many nature documentaries if he was going, here comes the giraffe. Size of the neck on that, man. Yeah, on the Serengeti. The lion stalks a herd of wildebeest. Rather than risk injury squaring up to one of the big ones, he will only target the sick and elderly. What a cunt! All right, so I'll leave you guys on this, right? My gran is always sending me shit that she reads on Facebook, and she believes things a little too readily, you know? And 9 times out of 10, I have to be like, sorry, that's not real. But she caught me out, right? Because she sent me something the other day and was like, Jack, would you make a Trump selling his own Bibles? And then I looked that up, and that was real. That was a couple years ago on the campaign trail. Trump was selling branded Bibles with the golden T on the front of it. And on the inside, there were illustrations. It was just a reprint of the King James Bible, right? With illustrations of, like, American flags and bald eagles. Because, you know, his fans aren't going to buy a book without pictures. But, like, I was so disappointed when I looked into that to discover that there was no audio book, you know? That was a missed opportunity. In the beginning, it was so dark and so cold, nobody could see anything. God said, let there be light. And there was, and it was good. And then the humans, they were so nasty, so what did God do? He flooded the world. He did. He flooded the world. We're looking into that. All the plants and all the animals, they all died. They were all gone. But, and no one will talk about this. The sharks were doing so great. Better than they've ever done. And then you have a guy like Jesus Christ. Great guy.
Little Judas was so unfair to him. And the Romans, they killed Jesus. They did. But it's okay. He came back. 3 days later, he came back. I didn't know you could do that.
Guys, I've been Jack Brookmeyer. You have been awesome. Thank you very much.
One more time for Jack Brookmeyer, everybody! Alrighty, so we're gonna sing back into the Gong Show. This is the second part of the Gong Show. We're missing a panel member.
Apparently he had something better to do, I don't know.
Something better.
No, we'll try and pick out a replacement or something like that. We get somebody for the crowd or something. Or what are you thinking? Will we just pull somebody for the bucket and just...
Yeah, go for it.
Well, aye, they'll come up here first and see if they're any good, and if they are, then they
Right,
can sit
and
here.
we'll see who can manage it.
Ladies
Everybody
and
up
gentlemen.
there is fucking trying to fucking rip their own dicks off and batter themselves a lead with it. That's
Ladies and gentlemen,
brilliant, man.
please welcome to the stage the wonderful Mikey Motion.
Hello! How are we? But when I do these shows, I always like to put my shoes behind the bar. You know, I'm sorry my feet are webbed. I was born in Fife. Guys, no disrespect. Before we get into this, guys, I've been doing comedy longer than the three of yous put together.
Moan up here.
Are you sure?
Aye, moan up
Let's
here.
do it then.
Come join us. You need to put your shoes back on,
Yes! Alrighty! Yes! I knew he's going to walk across the flare.
You need to get that checked
You-
after, lad.
Yeah. You need to put your shoes on. We don't
Sorry for the smell.
You need to put your shoes on. We don't want Fudgie getting a hard on up here.
It's too late. Mammy!
Oh, wonderful stuff. Yeah, yes, we've got a new panel. All we need now is a new act. So, please give up. Does that say? Fergus Coyne! Hold on, Fergus. Yes!
Hello. Jesus Christ, I'm high up, man. Fucking hell. As you can see, I'm fucking huge. I'm tall enough, or big enough to know that the phrase one size fits all is a fucking liar. I'm loving the trend of oversized clothing right now. Things have never fit better. Like, an hoodie is like formal wear to me. It's great. When I was in high school, I got bullied a lot for my height. The kids, they called me Tory. They call me Tory. They call me Tory because, like Tories, I also look down on the Scottish working class. People say that being tall is good for dating. I tell you, it's absolutely not. I've had a devastating run of being single last year. I hit the end of Tinder. You can do that. You can hit the end of Tinder. I hit the end of Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, all of them. I'm not even joking about that. And you know what happens when you hit the end of these apps? They ask you to increase your search radius, like the Predator. And if that doesn't work, they ask you to consider changing your age preferences. And it popped up. It was like, have you considered going younger? Like a Predator. I ended up speaking to this girl for a little bit, and during the conversation, from when I matched with her, her dog died. Now, I think I'm all right with chat, but literally, what the fuck do you say in that scenario? What the fuck do you say? Her dog died. And I was just on the phone, I was just sitting like, fuck. Rough. It's not the worst chat I've ever had on a date, though. My first ever date, I was absolutely nervous. I was terrified and didn't know how to talk. And somehow we got into the subject of cancer. I know, yeah, I know. And I told her that when I was younger, I had a friend who died from cancer. Oh, she loved it. It was great. But when I said that, she went, "No way! I also had a friend who got cancer, but he lived. There's no punchline to that. Legitimately happened on a date. I'm happy to say that I am seeing someone now. I'm very happy because, again, I had a bad run of being single. There's something funny happens when you're chronically single, is the people who are also chronically single on these apps will keep coming up on them, and you sort of form a weird relationship with them. They're kind of like, they become like Facebook friends that you never speak to. They're like, oh, Sharon had a win. Oh, that's great for her. Fucking hell, Barry let himself go. But I'm happy to say that I've been seeing someone, and it was good because when I was younger, I was really overweight, and now I'm only slightly overweight. But I had a lot of confidence issues, and that came up from any time that I would yawn, I would pull a muscle in my neck. When I would tell people that I would go to the gym, they wouldn't give me much support. They assumed that I would drink protein shakes just for the chocolate flavour. I think the best insult I ever got, though, was some guy called me 6 foot squared. I mean, that's a fucking belter, isn't it? That's someone with appreciation for being a cunt and for maths. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. But when I got older, I got into my early 20s, my perception of myself started to change a little bit. It became less life-threatening obesity and more dad bod. Yeah, dad bod. You gotta love the PR company that came up with dad bod. Can you imagine anything sexier than the body of your dad? Oh, yeah, I don't want some hunky, muscle-bound freak. I want my dad. I'll tell you, my dad, when I was growing up, would come home on a Thursday from the pub at like 7 o'clock, 6 Guinnesses deep. He'd take his clothes off as he went to the toilet, and he'd fall asleep on the toilet. And I remember looking at him being like, fuck. Dad, what an absolute specimen. I want to grow up to be just like that. If you did grow up to have the body of your dad, then I would have a drinking problem and a tattoo that said stop the boats. But thankfully, I was raised solely by my mum. So I'd say what I'd have is more of a mum bod, which is a drinking problem and tits. No, to be honest, I've mistimed this, so I'm gonna pull something from the bank as well.
Yeah! You missed time, fuck all. You got it bang on, man. Right up, points. Hey, that was class. That's the best I've seen you since Gulliver's Travels, mate.
He looks like My Name is Errol if he won the genetic lottery.
What's your name again, mate? I don't care. I think you had the second best Doug joke of the night.
Cheers.
Right, that was good. And you had the worst cancer joke of the night. So far.
So the night is young.
The night is young.
The night is young.
You got a show that you need to plug?
No.
How many gigs you done, Fergus?
Oh, like maybe about 6. This may be my 7th.
Oh, congratulations, well done. That's class.
Cheers, thank you.
That's
well done, big man. You're through to the final.
Cheers, thank you.
Fergus, go!
I also feel like if I jumped on the back of your shoulders and wore a trench coat, that's what we'd look like. Fair enough.
Honestly,
Fudgie.
I just want him to cuddle us, man. He's giant. It's lovely.
Put your hands together. Welcome to the stage, Tattoo Dave.
Tattoo Dave.
That was the worst one big win ever. Cheers. Guys, yes, I am Tattoo Dave. If you've never seen me do comedy before, do not worry, that isn't my real name. That'd be fucking stupid, wouldn't it? Tattoo Dave. My real name's Tattoo David. I am a tattoo artist. I love doing tattoos, but I do get asked the same questions all the time. People say, Dave, what do the tattoos on the side of your head mean? Easy. They mean I'm my mother's most disappointing child. People want to know the worst place to get tattooed. That's easy. Rock and roll tattoos, just round the corner there. People want to know, do I ever tattoo myself? I do. Trade secret, because it's a gong show. Anytime I tattoo myself, just before, I sit in my hand for 20 minutes to make it go numb. So it feels as if someone else is doing the tattoo for me. Right, I know it's early for a masturbation joke. Understand that. I'm going to be honest, that was just a tactical one. That lets me see who the wankers are in the audience. Cheers for coming again, guys. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. We can smell our own, can't we? Hey, right, I know there's some people now in the audience looking at me going, I know that guy, I think he looks familiar. I'll tell you why you think you know me. I've recently found out in a tirade of online abuse directed at me, apparently I look like an iced gem. Why is that an insult? Like I'm a lovely wee biscuit you want to put in your mouth? I've also been told I look like one of Jedward. I look like both of Jedward. I've also been told I've been called Tattoo Daisy. That's not that funny, that's good. I've also been told I look like a nail-varnished pineapple. And recently, somebody took the time to fucking tap out on their phone. Here, mate, you look like a gay Tintin. Who the fuck thought Tintin was straight? This guy wears brown leather trousers, carries a dog about in a bag and fucking hangs about with sailors. I would love to think there's an alternate universe, right, where Tintin's getting abuse and he's just been called, somebody said, Tintin, you look like a gay Tattoo Dave. Or a straight Tattoo Dave. Who knows? Right, do you guys want to hear about the best tattoo I have ever done? I was going to tell you anyway. I once did a tattoo of a seashell on the inside of a woman's thigh. Right there. Calm down, guys. Maybe not you. This seashell tattoo was so realistic. See if you put your ear to it. You could smell the ocean. We'll move on from that one. I know there's a few people now in the audience going, Dave, where can I get a seashell tattoo? Particularly that cunt that's put his fucking card up. I'll tell you. Right, my tattoo studio is actually in the heart of the West End of Glasgow. I say the heart of the West End, it's the upper... It's Mary Hill. Right? Where I'm in Mary Hill, we've got a florist next door. That's a shop that sells flowers, you cunt. Right? Fucking Saturday afternoon night, I caught my best friend coming out of that florist wearing his best suit, carrying a big bouquet of flowers. I was like, wait a minute, it's Saturday, he's wearing his suit, he's got flowers. The big man must have a big date. I'm going to have to address this tactfully. All right, Shagard. Who are the flowers for? Who's the lucky lady? He looked at me over the top of these flowers. His eyes were filling with tears. I had no idea he had hay fever. He says, for fuck's sake, Dave, these flowers are for my granny. Stunned silence is the right reaction, guys. Good for you. That was out of order, wasn't it? I cannot believe that my best pal was trying to pump his granny on the same day that his granddad died. Right, I'll tell you a bit more about myself. I'll tell you why I'm called Tattoo Dave. Very simple story. My dad was a prick. Tell you something about my dad. In 1984, terrorists blew up the Grand Hotel in Brighton and killed dozens of people. My dad should have been in that hotel at the exact moment those bombs went off. In my opinion. This guy, he thought it would be interesting and cosmopolitan to give his three sons alternative names. I get Tattoo Dave. As you guys know, I had to become a tattoo artist. I suppose I got off lucky compared to my middle brother, Pedo John. That was a risk at a gong shot. And then there's my middle brother, my youngest brother, Bad Luck Jim.
Oh! Tattoo Dave, superb performance.
Good work, good work.
What a guy.
Yeah.
We love Dave. All the lifts you've gave the three us to gigs all across the country, everywhere.
Yeah, I'll be honest, 6 cards went up, we just didn't do it. Well, I can't be fucked getting the bus.
Fun fact as well, Dave's actually tattooed me. Yes, and he's...
Fun fact, Mikey's tattooed me.
That's right, aye. He sat in my arm, then he gave me a wank. Can I just say as well, see, guy, sorry to take the line, I know, mate. See the line, I'm funny as fuck. See the line, I don't want to take the limelight away from Dave, but what's your name again with the green jumper on, my man?
Finn, mate, can I just say, I love your laugh. Like, has anybody noticed, like, you bounce it? I watched it from the back, I loved it, and seeing it from this angle is even fucking better. Keep it going, it's brilliant. Sorry, Dave, I just had to say that.
Well, round of applause for
round
Finn.
of applause for him.
Yeah, give it a Finn.
You got a show to plug, you all sold it.
He sold it.
Lucky
Yeah, I do have
bastard.
4 shows at the Comedy Festival. They're all sold out, sorry.
Mr. Big Shot. We love you, bro.
Congrats, mate. You're
Thank
through the
you.
final.
Cheers, guys.
Yes.
Thank you.
Please,
One more time.
please continue to give us lifts to gigs.
And your next act is the Gary Fault. What the?
Ho!
Gary, big man, you're doing the armadillo. You don't need £100 here.
Mate, that was my best bit, I know.
I think it's the best I've ever seen you. Initially, when you walked on stage, I went, fuck, Al's already been on.
I don't know who's getting it worse here, Al or Gary. That's
I'm not going to lie, Al looks like my before photo. Before I started jagging the Jaro.
If you want a kebab that much, we'll buy you one, mate.
Mate, do you know what somebody called me on Facebook the other day and it's really hurt my feelings? Kevin Fudgies.
One more time for Kevin Fudgie!
Hey, thingy, we've had a good bit of chat about like online hate comments, and the best online hate comment I've ever seen in my life was a video of Jack on TikTok, and somebody underneath the video just wrote, "That cunt looks like he needs jet washed."
Also, personal favourite was Scum. You're a disgrace to this country. That's... Probably should take my dad's phone off him. Right, who's coming up next?
I've picked one. This is my first pick of the night. Make some noise for Matty Ross!
Hello. How we doing? Sorry, 2 seconds. Tangled up there. Where I'm from, people call us sheep shaggers, which is quite unfair because we've got some of the most beautiful sheep you'll ever see. I've seen the sheep around here and I wouldn't look twice. I'm from Aberdeen, but I used to live in Dundee. Dundee's got a lot going for it. It's got a lot going against it. It used to be the teenage pregnancy capital of the UK. But it wasn't satisfied with that. It wanted to go for a European title. So it set its sights on the drug death capital of Europe. And it won it. A true underdog story. When I first moved down from Aberdeen to Dundee, there was a bit of a language barrier that I wasn't prepared for. In Aberdeen, if you don't understand someone, you say, eh. That means, sorry, I didn't catch that. Could you please repeat yourself? But in Dundee, just means yeah. It means I heard you, understood you, and if anything, I agree. When I first moved down, I was working in a co-op and I was on the tills, and this boy comes up and I said, would you like a bag? And he said, And I said, would you like a bag? And he said, I said, He said, Ooga booga. Some proper caveman stuff going on here. I thought he was taking the piss out of me. I was like, mate, I'm asking, do you want a bag? And he leaned over the till and I'm telling you, So we just start kissing. Quite romantically. I wish. I was pressing the silent alarm button. We were actually the last co-op in Dundee to get a doorman. We were 2 crimes away. All the other co-ops called us the posh co-op. Unbelievable. It is the drug death capital of Europe. And because of that, there's posters everywhere about how to resuscitate someone if they're having an overdose. And it's not my culture, you know. Well, I was walking through the town and this boy comes up to me and he says, want a bag of Wallies? I was like, a bag of what? A bag of Wallies. I was like, bag of Willies. He goes, no, Wallies. I was like Wally Boots? No, Wallium. I was like, he's trying to say Valium. And for those who don't know, Valium is a drug. It's a very good one. But because it's the drug death capital of Europe and there's boys just dropping like flies out there, I didn't want to be part of the problem. You know, but I appreciate he's a bit of a sole trader out here. You know, times are tough, you know. I was like, mate, I'm okay. It's not for me. And he was like, the 1 pound of Wally. I was like, mate, I'll take 10. Thank you very much. I used to rent this place above a Alcoholics Anonymous club. We heard of these people. They're an odd bunch. They were never in Dundee. I don't know where they were, but I would get their mail all the time, and I would try and go down and deliver it, and it would just build up and build up. I'd try and go down, not in, and it went like this for weeks and weeks. And I built up, and I went down one day, and the lights were on, so I knocked at the door. No answer. So I opened the door, and like you're all looking at me now, the Anonymous were in having a wee chit chat. So I shut the door and I went away, and this boy pulled me out and said, no, son, you're in the right place. And you know those moments in life where you could just tell the truth and it's a little bit awkward, but everyone's okay in the end. That passed me by, he took my hand, I was like, I'm John, what's your name? I was like, hi John, I'm leaving. And I went to pull away and he was like, come on in, we don't bite. I was like, cheers, John, I'm gonna go. And he pulled me, and I don't know if you know these people, but they don't give things up easy. I was like, John, he was like, no, what's your name? I was like, I'm Matthew, but John, I've got to go. He was like, Matthew, you're the bravest boy I've ever met.
Hi, Ross, everybody!
Superb, Matty.
So good.
Wonderful stuff, man.
See, when you first walked out here, I thought that was going to be bad. Sorry, I had to. Top
Matthew.
3 favourite sheep you want to pump? Go.
The black ones.
And like, do you know what was beautiful about that? That wasn't a measured response. That was a reflex. That was a reflex. That came for your soul there.
That was amazing.
Oh,
mate.
brilliant, Blake. That was. I don't even know what we say after that, to be honest. That was class. You doing a Glasgow show?
What?
Are you doing a show at the Glasgow International Comedy Festival?
No, I'm not. So just no, sorry.
Nice one. Also, bit of a mad move. You've moved down to Glasgow now, haven't you?
I've just moved here about a month ago. Aye.
Dundee, Glasgow. Where you go next? Ibiza. What the fuck?
Down south, more south.
Nice one. Big round of applause for Matty Ross.
Brilliant. Well done, mate. That was great.
Incredible.
Righty. Should we get a name out? Let's go.
Get a name out there.
Please clap your hands, start cheering, and give it up for Kyle Samuel.
Yeah.
Hello guys, how we doing? Me too. So my name is Kyle. I've been told I've got quite an eccentric family. I'll tell you about them. My aunt, she recently married a Muslim man. He's quite an eccentric guy. He is in an all-Muslim 80s tribute band. And they are called Quran. Could you guys feel the relief there? My grandfather, a very eccentric man as well. My grandfather looked at me during a family dinner and he said, Kyle, soon I will be getting my very own sex robot. Guys, that was his way of letting me know that my gran was getting a pacemaker put in. I've been thinking about robots though, as one does. Thinking about robots gaining self-awareness, waging a war against humankind. I think in a robots versus humans war, I wouldn't survive. You know, because they can do a lot of things better than me. But one thing I can do better than any robot is I can look at 9 images and tell you what ones contain traffic lights. Let's tell you some more things about me. I've had a lot of different jobs in my time. Like the first job I ever had, they used to pay me in these little brown envelopes, which was really annoying because I would have much preferred money. I work with kids now. That's my job nowadays. Working with kids has kind of scorned me towards children a little bit. I think that kids get handed things a little bit too easily nowadays. Like kids nowadays, they'll get a medal for participation. They get well done written on a failed test. Guys, I've even heard that kids nowadays, they get a certificate just for being born. I'm a computing science teacher. Right? There's something in computing science we teach that's called the file transfer protocol. And guys, I don't think you've ever known true fear until you stood in front of a class in the East End of Glasgow where you've just asked, what does FTP stand for? Yeah, man. Let's get on to the real big issues though. I've got upstairs neighbours. You guys cool with that? You don't give a fuck, do you? I've got upstairs neighbours and I can hear them through my ceiling. It's like I hear what they get up to up there. And because of what I've heard of my upstairs neighbours, I've learned a couple of things about them. Like, for example, because of what I've heard, I know that my upstairs neighbours have had sex more recently than me. And I know my upstairs neighbours have had sex more recently than me because I heard that they have a 2-year-old. Yeah. Fuck me, man. I'm going to do something different, maybe. No?
Oh, man.
Kill Samuel.
49 seconds away from beating the gong there.
I know.
Yeah, you could have been a gong beater.
Oh well.
But no, this time.
We love you.
The pace you were going at was tremendous, sir. You were,
I know.
What high energy.
Aye, very.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest, I sped it up for these guys.
Halfway through that, I was like, is Roski this cunt Wally's? What's happening here? Gail, we love you, my man. We'll see you next month.
Do you have a Glasgow International Comedy Festival show?
Yes, but it's all right.
Comedy festival slow. Kid on.
Oh,
Kid
this
on.
guy's
I love
good.
Kyle. We love Kyle. We love him so much. Joke machine. We love you, baby.
One more time for the wonderful Kyle Samuel. Alrighty, are you ready for your next act? Please. Start clapping, start cheering, give up for Huge Stuart! Huge Stuart!
Alright guys, you having a good night? I'm having a fantastic night. In fact, I found these shoes behind the bar. But for those that don't know me, hi, my name's Ewan. I got a very Scottish name and I'm quite proud of that. But I get confused a lot in the bedroom because I can't tell my partner's moaning out my name or just asking a genuine question. Guys, can I get a woo? Because I've actually recently started seeing someone. My GP. But it's going good. My GP says I'm the kind of person that checks all the boxes when they tested me for autism. Guys, I've been talking to my gran recently, and I love talking to my gran. She's one of the funniest persons I know. In fact, my gran recently tried raping and then burned down a city block. But I was talking to my gran, and she's so funny to talk to. In fact, one of the reasons I love talking to my gran, because she has lots of grandweens, right? But she's always trying to keep up with like the young team patter, so she could better talk and communicate with them. But she doesn't understand a fucking word of it, right? Like, my gran really doesn't understand the stupid 6-7 thing people start saying. So she came up to me and she was asking me, Ewan, are the young team still doing the 69? Gran, it's 6-7. I hope not. Because when I was younger, a 69 meant something else entirely. Aye, Gran? In fact, when your granddad was still alive, he loved a 69. Gran, I don't want to hear this. What? You know, he loved it when the van came up once a week and he'd get it for just £1. Gran, a van? £1? What are you on about? You know the ice cream van that plays his little tune? Oh.
Yes. You're sure? I really felt the audience pull back when you talked about your granny 69ing.
Yeah. I thought that was going really well.
Up to the point you started talking about your granny 69ing, and let's be honest, we've all 69 your granny, so fucking heard it.
You got a show to plug?
Aye, I've got a show in Berlinkies tomorrow night. I've got 4 amazing acts. If you don't like me, you'll be fucking fantastic. I've got John Crooner first, Dominic Barkley, John Kumos, Alan Ritchie. Be there. Give me your money.
One more time for you, Stuart.
Yes, you Stuart, I'm ready. Alrighty. What's that? Are we taking a break?
I felt this was probably an off-mic
I
conversation.
know, you started it.
We'll do one more, then
we'll do one more.
And then we'll go for a quick break. Alrighty, please start clapping. Start cheering. And give up for Harris McGlynn!
Hello. Lucky to be here tonight, guys. I was almost in a bit of an accident earlier. I was almost ran over by a lorry. I was crossing the road at the bottom of Ashton Lane there, and this lorry had slowed down to see if he had enough room to reverse in. So I knew I had enough time to cross, right? I've been crossing roads all my life, man. I've gotten pretty good at it, you know what I mean? Pretty good at it. I stepped out, I went across, and I looked this guy in the eye. He looked back at me, and the cunt started to speed up. Like, what the fuck is this guy doing here, man? Is he going to run me over? And fuck it, let's see if he's got the balls to do it. So I just stood there, he slammed the brakes on, hits the horn, and he hangs out the window. He goes, "Get out the fucking road, what are you doing?" I was like, "What are you doing? Were you just going to run me over?" And he says to me, "No, I was trying to teach you a lesson." What the fuck sort of lesson could this guy be teaching me here? It hurts to get run over by a lorry. Bone is no match for 20 ton of steel. I knew these things already. I didn't need this cunt to teach me anything, man. Sorry, I had to get out of the way. That just fucking annoyed me. Fucking. Hope the stupid bastard's brakes failed later on, man. When I first started stand-up, I was mortified to tell my mum and dad about it. I knew I was going to get the piss ripped out of me. Like, first time I went, I told them I was going to hang flags up on a lamppost because it was less embarrassing. When I eventually told them, I sat them all down. I says, "Mum and Dad, I got something to tell you. I tried to stand up for the first time. If I ever get a reaction from an audience, the way they laughed, I'll be my life complete, man. They thought it was the funniest thing in the world. Mum said she always knew I was a fucking clown." I told my wee sister, she asked, "Do you not have to be funny to do that?" Fucking brilliant, man. I told my grand about it as well, and he was like, "That's alright, as long as you don't steal any of my jokes." I don't think any of your jokes work in comedy clubs anymore, you know. He's a bit outdated, my granda. He still thinks, like, outside a pub, you've got no blacks, no dogs, no Irish. He's not racist or a bigot or anything, he's just got some terrible things to say about Rottweilers. My dad tried to slag me off, but I don't really listen to anything he says because he's a fucking idiot. He's a pure cheapskate as well, my dad. Like, I was originally supposed to be called Harrison, but he realised to put Harris in the back of your top for a football top, it was cheaper. He also once tried to change his name to GY68KRV when he realised a name change was cheaper than a private registration plate. So that's fucking stupid. Don't know if you saw in the news recently, the British government have brought in a law that requires migrants coming into this country to work to pass a higher English test. It's fucking bullshit, right? It's a way to make it harder for people to come over and work. Like, I scraped by at higher English, you know. I've got a pal who's brilliant, studying medicine. He didn't pass his higher English. He still thinks a colon's just another word for the large intestine. He thinks there's a chance that you might not wake up for a coma. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'll tell you this wee story. As I said, I'm not very good at English. I was at a date with a girl recently, and it was going really well until she brought up the subject of pet peeves. And she says, her biggest pet peeve is people that don't know the homophones. What the fuck's a homophone, man? Do any of you know what a homophone is? No, it's not a record player. Who said that? No, it's two words that sound the same, they're spelled different, and they mean something different. So like to, yours, whatever. No, your, that one. So I panicked, and she saw this moment of hesitation, and she pounced. She went, "You don't know what a homophone is, do you?" So I panicked. Oh, fuck, I don't know, man. So I said, "I'll try and be funny." So I says to her, as an ally to the LGBT community, I try and stay as far away from them as possible. I never heard for that again. I took an interest in these jobs that the class is high-skilled jobs that you require to pass a higher English test for. Some of them made sense, you know, like an English translator. Well, yeah. One of the ones that didn't make sense to me was a landlord. What would a landlord need an English test for? The only time I can think of them using English in any way.
Yes! Harris McGlynn, everybody!
Harris McGlynn, well in, my man.
Incredible! Yeah, good stuff, mate.
How long have you been doing it for, mate?
About 4 or 5 months now.
Nice one, man. That was
Good
cool.
stuff, man. Good stuff.
Excellent. I loved your set, but the whole time I couldn't help but notice that you look like Pinocchio if he was into Tony Hawk's. I'm a real boy. I mean, it's nothing to do with your nose, same shape of nose as me. Just
I loved the bit where you were like, my pal's shite at English, and then you were shite at English. I loved that. It was amazing. I was like, this guy's a fucking genius.
I was just desperate to get gonged off, man. I'll get school in the morning. I'm fucking knackered.
Yes. One more time for Harris McGlynn.
Cheers, guys. Thanks.
Yes. Fucking hell, man. Aye. So, what we're going to do is we're going to have a quick 5-minute break because I'm busting for a piss. 5-minute break, we'll get ourselves a drink, get a quick piss, and then we'll be back in 5 minutes and we'll try and rattle through the bucket. We need yous to be brutal. Let's just fucking get everybody up known, right?
whoa!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the stage, Paddy Linton.
Alright. Shit dog, man, it's fucking 2 in the morning. Alrighty, we've got fucking, there's 8 names in the bucket, like, you can fucking fling up your cards. That card's down there doing nothing. Oh, yes! Donna's like fucking ganting. Do you want 2 cards, Donna? Fuck it.
She's wanting up the road.
Aye. Fucking yes. Aye, so we've got 8 names in the bucket. We're only going to go for another 15 minutes, then we'll see who's won. But don't be afraid to card cunts.
Want to pull out a name?
Where the fuck were yous? You should have missed it. I was like the funniest I've ever been there. Like, it was unbelievable. You're going to have to check that out on YouTube. Or you could come and see me this Sunday night here at Blackfriars at 5:30. Alrighty, so let's pull out another name, Fudgie.
Okay. Put your hands together and welcome to the stage, Callum Hunter.
Yes!
Hello, my name is Callum Hunter, and I am a registered big boy. Yeah, I've always been a big boy. In fact, when I was born at 13 pounds. 13? Unlucky for some, unlucky for mum. Yeah. Now, some people say that the first few moments in your life dictate what you do later in life, which may explain why I love caving. Yeah. And why my little brother loves water slides. Anyway, that's probably enough about mum. I'm a 33-year-old big boy, and having grown up in Glasgow, that does mean I'm middle-aged. I'm definitely feeling older, especially now one of my Gen Z colleagues told me that I look like an AI-generated image with the prompt, every rugby dad ever. It's not great. One of them calls me a chameleon. Now, I thought it was because I can get along with everybody in the office, but it turns out it's actually because she thinks my eyes are slightly too small for my head. I don't see it. One of the reasons I do feel old, though, is my hair's going grey. So I went out and I got some Just for Men. It's not really helped my hair colour, but now I find myself getting really angry at women's football. Now, speaking of people who hate women's football, I was with my dad recently. He's retired, but he's already got himself a new job as a human trafficker, which is nice. And now he hates that term. He much prefers the term lollipop man. Now, one of the things that's tough about growing up in Glasgow is it's a real party city, and that's never really been me. Like, if I'm at a bar and somebody shouts, "Here way," I just fucking go. Now, I came from a really Protestant part of Glasgow as well.
Wow.
Sectarianism's still alive,
Yeah,
guys.
man. Yeah, that was...
Unlucky, mate.
I feel like you get done with the sort of urgency of like just trying to get it back going. And I just don't mention you're a Protestant ever again. You're just too handsome.
Lovely big boy.
Isn't he?
The loveliest of big boys.
I think that may have been why.
The biggest boy in the widest world.
Yeah. They're all jealous of him.
Yeah, I'm fucking jealous of him, man.
Right, we got another one it. On you go, Michael.
One more, baby.
Michael Motion.
Okay, cookie. Please make some noise for Chrissy Hamilton!
Yeah!
Gay. Hi everyone, my name's Chrissy. I was raised a man. I'm no longer practicing. I do have to address the elephant on the room. Obviously, you can tell from my accent I'm not from here. I do come from money. Thank God that landed. I know Glaswegians can get a bit precious about their poverty. Classic gay joke. What did one gay frog say to the other gay frog? Rim it, rim it. If you're wondering how pretentious I grew up, one time I was watching the news with my mum, and it was in France, and they said Le Blanche de Supremacy, which is white supremacy, and my mother turned to me and went, "Ooh, doesn't everything sound better in French?" Yeah, coming out was fun. I remember the day I came out, I went, "Mum, I'm gay," and she went, "Oh, you're not gay. That's just what the other boys call you at school." I know, the cheeky cow, which is gender affirming. No, I have this like very weird thing. I don't know why. I've always been able to like imprint a lot. I've always imprinted a lot. And I remember I was around 10 or 11. I was already thinking I was gay, but I was watching a show. And you know that old kind of gay stereotype in like comedy shows where they'll be like, "Why is every good-looking guy gay?" I saw one of those jokes and I went, "Well, I know what the truth is here now." And I've never felt bad about myself since. I've always had this like very, very, very delusional sense about myself. I genuinely got told I was fat, I was chubby, I was a minor, and that's why I couldn't be a topless bartender in Ibiza. The discrimination I face. What was else? I forgot. Oh, Heated Rivalry. Has anyone seen the new show Heated Rivalry? Okay, the one cultured person at the back. If you don't know what Heated Rivalry is, it's basically gay porn for 6 episodes, right? It's brilliant. Right, but what's happening is loads of people are going, oh, it means a lot to me. Oh, it means a lot to me. It literally made me turn into a bottom. No, that's fair.
Yes, Chrissy, I want to run it.
Honestly, my favourite opening joke of the night, that was it. That was excellent.
Yeah.
I actually think you peaked too early there. I think that's what fucked you.
Too good.
Are you gay though?
Not for you.
Amazing. I love that you came dressed as a couch as well. That's class. I've heard of double denim, but never double leather.
That was a good one, Pudgie.
Oh! One more time for Chrissy Hamilton. Yes, wonderful.
Nice.
So nice to see you. Brilliant stuff. All right, are we ready for the next act, ladies and gentlemen?
When you go Fudge.
Please start clapping, start cheering. Give up for
Nicholas Ainsworth.
Hello, how's it going? I know what you're thinking. Why is this guy wearing his granny's cardigan? It's because I'm stronger than her. I'm joking, man, of course. My grandmother's actually deceased. But don't worry, she died surrounded by her friends and family when I spiked her birthday cake with cyanide. But enough about that old witch. What about me? This is why I'm here. I've got Crohn's disease. If you don't know what Crohn's disease is, it's a chronic inflammatory bowel disease discovered by Dr. Burrow Crone. Strange guy, Dr. Crone, you know. He's dedicated his whole life studying arses, poking about arses, discovering this horrendous disease, and then he's like that. This is getting me all over it, man. Put my name in front of that disease. That's like finding out there's a Dr. Gary Genital Warts. Having Crohn's is tough, if I'm honest with you. I need to use public toilets a lot, as you'd imagine. And I love going into a Starbucks or something and say, sorry. You know, toilets are for customers only, actually. No chance. I've got a little life hack for you, and you don't need Crohn's for this, by the way. You just need 2 things, right? So, they tell me, sorry. No, I go, oh, I just hang about here. They can't put you out at that point, right? You just get on your knees, right? And you suck them off. No, you don't suck them off. You don't have time to suck them off, to be honest, when you're myself. But you just put your head down on a flat surface, right? You just pull out a big nail, right? I'm talking about a big rusty old nail. Just balance it in your ear, right? Don't do anything with it. They'll not say anything yet. And then the second thing you get is a big hammer out your bag, and then you just let you use the toilet. You know, I've saved a fortune doing that, you know? It's brilliant, man. But I find it weird having criteria to use a public toilet. The strangest one I actually ever had was when I was in St Innes Centre in Glasgow. And the guy, I was rushing, and I tried to get into the disabled toilet, and the guy stopped me to say, excuse me, mate, before you get in here, can I just check? What school do you go to? This guy was considering if he was going to let me shit myself dependent whether I was a Catholic or a Protestant. I know one thing for sure. That Rangers fan, man, he's going to hell. That's the one thing. I know what you're thinking as well. Nicholas, you're going on about all this about your Crohn's, but what historical battle would you refer to as your arse? And it's the Battle of the Western Front. It's bang on, man. I'll save you the gory details, right? But essentially, I realised my arse is the Battle of the Western Front. On Christmas morning, I put a suppository up my arse. And the little men in my arse, they came out and played football, and it was peaceful for the full day. But there is one difference between the Battle of the Western Front and my arse. And there's no peace for long, you know, no field of poppies. Only another field of poopies, man. Yeah!
That was brilliant. I can't.
Thank you.
I've never seen somebody celebrate getting gonged so much.
Was that close there? Was that how long? Yeah, it was like 3:47, I think. Fucking hell, mate.
47. That was fucking. It was good, mate.
Class.
Enjoyed it. I fucking. You better get to the toilet, mate.
Yeah, I know. It's coming, man. It's coming fast. That was class, mate. You'll get me next time. One more time.
Nicholas, how long we got? One more?
We do one more.
One more.
One more.
One more act.
Please
One more
give
act.
it up for Jamie Cuthbert.
Yes.
How's everybody doing? Woo! Sorry, but I am the trifecta of big boys tonight. I am the third and last big boy you'll see here. I feel sorry for you, mate. You've had your kid whapped off you, and then it's bad. And I feel bad because I've just noticed that this man in the corner that was giving your kid, it was my best man, and I didn't know he was coming here. Right, so we'll just turn this way. So I'm going to tell you a wee secret, and I don't know if you are going to believe me here, but I'll try my hardest. I used to be good looking. Don't laugh at that bit. That's not the bit you're meant to laugh at. Fuck's sake. But I used to be good looking. I used to have long, wavy, brown, gorgeous hair, all layered, feathered. It was gorgeous. I had a nice wee tight beard. And I had a 28-inch waist. A 28-inch waist. For the women in the audience that don't know what that is a size 8 miniskirt. Don't ask me how I know, but it was a size 8 miniskirt. Now, I know what I look like. I know what I look like now, right? I know exactly how I look. I look as if I should be giving Al a punty to put the flags up on that lamppost. And do you know what? I'm a big boy, I could do it. I could get him up there. But do you know what did this to me? Genuinely, do you know what did this to me? Kids. 2 of them. I love them. I love them. Anybody get kids in here? Young kids? Pricks? Aye? We're all in agreement here, kids are pricks? Because mine are. And I feel that, when I was younger, when I was about 20, 21, I was going to go for a vasectomy. Right? I didn't want to do it. I was just like, I'm getting it dealt with, I'm getting it cut. We're not going to have any. That's it. Now, this turned into a big thing. I was a bit too scared. But my whole thing where kids were pricks, and I'm feeling that you are understanding kids are pricks. Now, kids are that kind of person in your WhatsApp group. They are the most toxic friend within it. Now, I have a side chat with my wife about my kids, and it's basically called They Bastards, because every time they do something, I have to put a message in going, see they bastards, do you know what they've done now? And do you know what? We all agree. Tell me the truth, was it because I'm bald? Is that what it...
No, like 2 cards went up when you said you'd had a vasectomy, like...
I know, I feel like that was maybe I touched a nerve on something. Maybe the rang nerve.
Can't get me pregnant, get you fucked.
Exactly.
Useless.
My favourite bit was when you said cheer if you have any kids, and Matt Moss stayed silent. So.
Yes, Fudgie's more! Fudgie's more! Fudgie's more! Fudgie's more! Fudgie's more! Fudgie's more! Yes, man. That is private. Cheer if you get kids. Oh, fuck, aye, that cunt's sitting up there.
Unlucky, big man. We'll do one more. Fuck it.
Cheers.
There, go on, quick, let's go. Mikey boy, call one out.
Okay. Don't know why I done that.
You took a swing.
Aye. So, make some noise for the last comedian of the night.
Promise.
Yep. It's Dame Davy G.
Hi guys, how well done? Feel good? Yeah. Fucking last comedian, holy shit. But yes, my name is Dame Davy J. And if you can't figure out why a person who walks, talks and acts like this would be called Dame Davy J, don't worry, I will spell it out for you. The J stands for genius. And I know I'm a genius because I say to my wife, yeah, I'll let that sink in. I says, do you know that Africa is actually a continent? She says, a continent? I says, no. I'm not. But sometimes when I'm done a wee bit, more pee does come out. Right, okay, I know the best part of that was the wife. That's true, I do have a wife, but it's a shocking thing for people because of the way that I sound. Like, I've always talked like this. The other day I was in a McDonald's and I was in the queue, right? I was wearing all black, got a black hoodie on, black jeans, black hat. It's not a phase, man. And as I was working my way to the front, I was listening to System of a Down. Any System fans? Ooh, quite a heavy band of you, you know them. And I'm giving my, stank face, giving it that in the queue. Work my way to the front. And I get to the front and I go, can I have 2 double cheeseburgers, please, babes? And she goes, whoa, you don't sound like what you look like. And I'm like, fuck it hell, man. Now that is an accurate and quality bit of banter. Like, I used to dye my hair different colours as well. When I was walking through, I walked by some scheme wains, because you might be surprised to find out that I come from the motherfucking neighbourhood. And as I was walking by with my mad hair, and one of the wee lassies just fell to the ground. She splatted like a fucking mime hitting a bit of glass. And I was like, oh, what happened to her? Try to just check on her. Fucking stupid idea. And she goes, wee lassie goes, she's dead. How? And I'm like, oh, fucking sorry, I asked. And as I'm walking away, she shouts, green hair, no future. And I was like, fuck, she's right. And I went home and clipped all my fucking hair off while crying into the mirror like Natalie Portman in V for Vendetta. And I had got a complex, never dyed my hair green since, for a fucking 7-year-old. My physiotherapist as well, she gave me shit for just having a bit of flamboyance. That's French. One more time for Dave Davy J.
Davy J.
Unlucky, my man.
Listen, I think next time maybe wear a louder shirt.
Thanks, that's good advice, Si.
That's
Maybe
what I
no
would
shirt.
do.
You see me with my top off.
I think it's 2026 and you should divorce your wife and come out the closet.
I know.
Just get right out, mate. Be
You say
brave.
it's 2026, I've been getting told that since like fucking 1985. I
You
was
should
born
listen to
this
it,
gay.
One more time for Dame Davy J.
Yay! Alrighty, so this is the part of the night where we get all the people that beat the gong back up on stage.
Make some noise!
Yes. Alrighty. Did anybody beat the gong? I felt like fucking 40 cunts did. I'm going to jump out here. Sorry, pal. I'm just going to... Oh, hang on. I think I'm alright here. I'm doing that. Alrighty, give up for all your gong beaters.
Make some noise.
Woo!
Oh, that's busy.
Everybody, I'm fucking... Yeah, I'm like in tappy cunts.
It's a crazy amount of guns.
We've got the clapometer. Is it working?
Round of applause, everybody.
He spent.
Wait, oh, it looks like it's warming up. It's just making patterns and shit.
Another
Do you know
round of
what?
applause.
Yes, one, yes! Alrighty, so we're going to try and whittle it down. Fuck, can you remember all these cunts' names? Fucking hell, man. So, let's try and whittle this down. Here, can you hold that? Cheers, mate. Alrighty, just clap and cheer for the person that you thought had won. Please clap and cheer if you thought Matty Ross won. Please clap and cheer if you thought Callum Frost won. Still in it. Clap and cheer if you thought Roddy Golden won. Roddy, come on. Right. Good stuff. Good stuff. Al Thompson, if you thought Al Thompson won, please clap and cheer. Oh. Harris McGlynn, if you thought Harris won, please clap and cheer. Oh, what in it? And fucking Fergus Coyne, if you thought he won, please clap and cheer. Fergus, come here. Come here, you.
Go catch your train.
You do us a favour, Q. Pick me up.
Sorry.
Oh, that's nice, man. Fucking hell, I'm fully bricked up now. And if you thought Craig Alexander won, please clap cheer now. Alrighty. What are we saying here? Do you want me to run through it again here?
Yeah.
Right, we'll try and get it down to 2. Alright, then. So, Matty Ross, clap cheer now. Callum Frost, clap cheer now. Al Thompson, clap cheer now. Harris Glenn, clap cheer now. And Craig Alexander, clap cheer now.
I guess Matty and Al.
I think it's doing
Matt and
Matty and
Al.
Al. Matty and Al. Aye, Matty and Al. We've got it down to Matty and Al. Well done to your runners up here.
Well done, man.
Do you know, like, see now that we're here, it's fucking rigged, innit?
That says. It's a fix.
See now that we're here, like, I've only just realised we had one woman and one gay, and you were like, get to fuck. That's you, that's on you, that's nothing to do with me. So, like, just make noise for the person you want to win. So if you want the other person to win, just be silent. So, please clap and cheer if you thought Matty Ross won the Gong Show. And please clap and cheer if you thought Al Thompson won the Gong Show. We've got a winner. Give it up for your runner-up, Al Thompson, everybody.
Yeah!
Another silver medal. But please give up for your winner, Matty Ross, everybody. Alrighty. Thank you. Aye. So, any final words? Anything you'd like to say?
Me?
Aye.
Just thank you very much. I'm just a boy with a dream, and tonight you've made a young boy very happy.
Yeah.
Yes. Round that one up. Matty Ross, everybody. Yes. Oh, he stopped it.
Mind that guy won and just died instantly. That was I thought somebody shot him, Al raging up the back like
that. The main thing is I don't think anybody noticed me. That is the end of the Gong Show.
Paddy, what's happening tomorrow?
I don't know what to do.
You could maybe plug what's happening tomorrow.
Oh, what is happening tomorrow, Jack? That's a great question.
We're doing a big bad quiz in Barrowlands Art and Design where you could win £1,000.
Yes.
We've got some news for you. If you were here tonight, you can get in for absolutely nothing.
We've already got your data. So like, if you want to just show up, we'll remember all your faces. Remember you. What else do we need to do?
Starts at 6 o'clock. We've got Big Mikey DJing it.
Yes,
and then,
Mikey Motion DJing.
We'll do a mad pub quiz, but it's no like, you can't just turn up and like, no fucking Beethoven's blood type or any of that shit. It'll just be like mad shit we're asking. Usually.
Yes.
Aye.
It's tomorrow.
Brilliant. Brilliant. One more time for all the action seen this evening.
Yes.
Give it up for your winner, Matty Ross.
Yes.
That's been Fudgie McFadden, Mikey Motion, Paddy Linton. I'll be Jack Traynor. We'll be back here next Monday.
See you
Keep an
next
eye on the
month. Thank you
socials.
very
Cheers.
much. Woo.